Welcome to the Can I Retire Now podcast with your hosts, Nick Russell and Becky Wagner. I'm your podcast producer, RJ Malik, and right now, here's Nick and Becky.
Hello. All right. Today, we're going to go over something kind of quick and casual here, and it is frequent questions that Nick is getting right now in the last 3-4 months, just any repeat questions that he's had come up. So, because he comes home, he's like, someone asked me this again. I'm like, again. And so, today we're going to talk about all the questions that Nick has been getting recently, and we'll just answer them here in a blanket manner. Since if somebody asks the question, it's likely that other people are thinking the same question.
And that is what I find, right?
Yeah.
I get these periods of time where either something's happening in the world or something's happening in legislature, politics, and then all of a sudden I'm fielding like this, literally the same question 10, 12, 15 times over like a month span. And so I thought this might be a good opportunity. It's in the kind of middle of the year. We're in the summer now, to talk about questions that I've had a few that have been just repeating over and over again. So I thought this would be opportunistic.
All right. So let's start. Without further ado, what's the first question that you get
All
there?
right. So the first question I've got, which is very timely to what's going on now, am I scared, or should I be scared as an investor of any kind of war or unsettling stuff happening abroad, specifically whether it was Russia, Ukraine, or still is, or the Middle East, which there's been bombings over there.
And the answer?
The answer is, should you be scared or worried? No. Should you be aware that it's happening? Yes.
Okay.
And so my thought there is, just like everything else, we always talk about staying long-term minded, staying non-emotional when it comes to investing. You want to be aware that these things are happening out in the world, but a lot of them, frankly, have little to no effect on your long-term investment strategy, or should have little or no effect on it. Now, if we start to think of very complex scenarios in some people's lives, and or massive amounts of money, or whatever the case may be, and you really want to dive in and say, oh, if there's more war in the Middle East, maybe oil prices will go up, so maybe we invest in oil.
Well, we could if then ourselves.
I was going to say to death, probably,
Yeah,
right?
to death,
Yeah. But realistically, we have seen over time how many wars, how many bombings, how many, just using that as an example, things that happen across the world, Brexit years ago, and every time it follows the same cycle. It makes the news, people freak out, the markets may even sell off a little, and then they come roaring right back because that was an emotional sell-off, not a logical one. And then if you're one of the people that sold out, you're now missing all of that upside. Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of times it's very important, I think, to be aware that it's occurring, because obviously small things can turn into big things.
Yes, got to watch it. Yeah.
But outside of COVID, every other bird flu, pig flu, I'm trying to think of all
Swine.
That's the pig one, swine.
Oh,
I assume that's,
right.
yeah. I don't know why I called it pig flu, but you can tell our level of culture. You called it swine, I called it pig. I always just go for
no.
But all of those types of things, uneasiness in the Middle East, foreign changes in leadership and conflict, they kind of all follow the same structure. Now, some of those could turn into big things, like COVID turned into a big worldwide effect. But if you count how many of those things pop up in the news every year, it's a small percentage that actually wind up being a really important thing.
All right.
Or a big thing.
So
to us as American investors.
In the current state, be aware.
Be aware that it occurs.
Scared.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2 I'm looking at here is, are there any seasonal trends in the stock market I should know about during the summer? Oh, yeah, because there is an old saying, sell in May and go away.
Hey.
Look who can Google.
Wow. Very impressive. So there are some seasonal trends in the stock market.
Okay.
And summer tends to be the one people confuse the most.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because there's just back in the day.
Back in the day.
When everybody, like, in order to buy stocks, you had to call a broker, or the guys on Wall Street Yellen with the tickets and all that stuff.
Okay.
A lot of them would take the summer off.
Oh,
Yeah, they would go to the
I didn't even think about
Poconos. They'd
that.
go out of the city.
Okay.
All the people working in the city. So back in the day, the market would actually slow down. There would be less transactions. Wouldn't necessarily go up or down, but it would be pretty steady kind of throughout the
Okay, because
summers
there's less people physically there doing the work.
doing the work. Now, decades later, basically nothing gets bought or sold on the floor of the Wall Street of
Yeah,
the
it's pretty-
exchange now.
Yeah.
It's all done electronically, so that doesn't tend to be the case. But
But
that
people
whole
stuck with that
correct,
mentality.
yeah. So
Oh,
the sell in May and go away was you would sell before the summer starts, so that you didn't deal with
any
those
dips
people
or
who didn't be there.
blips.
Yeah, but historically, July
Mhm.
is the best performing stock market month.
Hot, folks.
It's hot. It's hot this time of year. Down
Okay.
to
Really,
July
July.
4th, America, stock market goes up, all that good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are periods where we do see some slowdowns here. They're usually like the beginning of the year. January can sometimes be a tough month.
Yeah.
But here in the summer, historically speaking, past results are not indicative of future results, returns or
Yeah,
whatever. But July tends to be the most profitable month for the stock market.
Okay, so there is a trend, but not maybe what people think.
Correct. Yeah.
There's not a summer slump.
There not anymore. No.
Not anymore.
No.
That's interesting, the history behind it, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next question you get there, Nick?
I have here. What I wrote down was, how do I stay sane when the market is all over the place and the news cycle never stops?
He plays poker.
Blissful ignorance.
No.
Yeah, have hobbies, right? But no, I think we talk about this a lot, just personally inside of our business and outside. The news cycle is 24/7.
Tireless, man.
It is, yeah. If you landed on this planet as an alien and then started watching TV, think about what you would catch on an average hour of TV.
Too much.
Yeah. We have 1 million channels. We have all these streaming services. We have the ability to regurgitate information over and over again. There's plenty of news cycles that nudge what we consider the news into entertainment. So it's more opinion, it's more op-ed, but they call it news.
Okay.
It's really challenging. What's important to know is the news channels and TV shows in general only make money by selling advertising.
Yeah.
So be aware they have to keep your interest. And the best way psychologically to keep your interest is to scare you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's not to make you happy.
Yeah.
It's
not to entertain us.
You want to watch a basket full of puppies run around in a room and stuff. People will watch that for a moment. But if you tell them that, if one of these puppies crosses this line, like a bomb's going to go off somewhere, like people are going to be engrossed in that TV. Wow. That's why I know that was a really weird analogy. Yeah. I was just thinking of like all the breaking news things on the bottom of the news cycle.
Yeah.
Like breaking, like I watch people speak, the Fed chairman, the president, all, and it's like, maybe I come out and I say, well, interest rates are a little high right now. Breaking news. Nick says interest rates are so high. Everything's going to fail. Yeah. It's like, that's what's actually pulled out of that.
What's your strategy to stay sane?
So I have to watch the news and be aware of what's going on. It's an occupational hazard requirement, right? But you don't have to. And I'm not telling. I watch
it once a day.
Yeah, and I'm not telling you to be ignorant and not be aware of what's going on. Kind of like the first question about being scared about what's happening abroad versus here. Be aware of what's going on, but don't let that consume you, because you have a life. You have you have friends, you have family. Like, go enjoy. Don't be the person that goes to Thanksgiving dinner and is hopped up on everything that they just downloaded off the news, because they just put it in you for 24 hours, 7 days a week. And you're wired there.
Turn off the TV, put your phone down.
Yeah. Touch grass, right. I mean, it's becoming a thing. We think about that with kids, like the next generation, get off your cell phones and go outside. I can say the same thing to anybody in their 40s, 50s, or 60s.
70s or 80s.
Yeah. Get off your phone, shut the TV off, go outside.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one here is a little bit personal, but people are asking you this.
Oh, about our home remodeling. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we were just at we were in, because of the holiday. We just went to one of my clients and friends' houses and one of your friends' birthdays,
Yeah.
and yeah, people know that over time we
You
have
bought a
bought
house.
homes and renovated, and
Yeah.
everybody loved our last house and our backyard
Yeah.
renovation, and then we moved. So they're all, I think people are just anxiously waiting, like, what are you going to do next? And yeah, it's been coming along great. We got all the need stuff
The
done.
need to do stuff, and now we're doing the want to
Want to do stuff.
do stuff. But it's happening, and I think we're making it. We're making good progress. We like where we live, and we decided to make an effort to finish it within a year
Yes,
instead
by
of.
hopefully the end of the year.
So we're going to live through construction projects ish for the next year, and then have it done, as opposed to letting it linger and go on indefinitely. So
Yeah.
even though it's kind of painful living through it, when we remodeled our primary bathroom and bedroom, it's like really annoying to live in a house full of dust, and other people. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's other people doing. But I think, to your point, we want to get it done and enjoy it. Especially our daughter's in high school, so we want to make sure she has time to enjoy it while it's not under construction. Also,
Any advice as somebody who you were home most of those days that there were
oh
people in
my
our house
gosh,
working? Is there um, any advice you could give on getting through that, or like dealing with just kind of the noise and the mess?
I say physically having a way to block it if you can. It was hard for us because we had a lot of the supplies like in our living room. Like we had
Yeah.
a bathroom vanity next to our sofa for 2 months,
Yeah.
and
We look like a rooms to go
like
there for a
our
while.
dining room table just moved to wherever it fit, and it
Yeah.
was all over. But I did literally hang a curtain on a curtain rod in front of the
Yeah.
doorway because it for a little while it didn't have a door there, so that I couldn't see it because it was too like it because it's all you think about, because then you just sit there and you hear it. I was home all day. I had to get out of the house. I had to
Yeah.
find ways to like it was a lot,
Let
and
me
I have done it for years, but it was a
let
lot.
me ask you, just because now I'm thinking about the other question I've been asked. It becomes all consuming because it's there right in your face all the time. That's like watching the news every day and watching the same
Yeah,
thing over and over, even though it has a great end, right? Their
well,
news is going to be
yeah.
amazing, but like having it unfinished for so long,
But then there's
that's
like a flip side of it too. Then it becomes like what you're used to. Like we
oh,
literally have 6 feet of baseboard left to install. 6 feet. Like it's one little run.
yeah,
And now we're just used to it not being there. Um,
yeah.
and
You're right. You
like
don't even notice
you don't even notice
the
it.
unfinished piece.
And
Yeah.
so it's like a really weird mixture. So that's part of the reason why I think we need to get it done, is so we don't get used to it being undone. And then
And honestly,
we have this house that just doesn't have baseboard in random spots. I don't know.
I think it's great that you think of it that way. Like
Yeah.
I think of it that way too, but that you're thinking about it that way,
That
because
last
it's
5% on any project.
yeah,
Oof.
it
Oof.
really is. For anybody who hasn't done a ton of remodeling, yeah, the last 5 to 10% is,
Because
first of all,
everything works and
yeah,
it's fine, but
but
anyway.
it's not. There's still paint that needs to be
Yeah.
touched, and it's yeah, you get tired by then. So,
Yeah.
but we'll get that knocked out.
We will.
You know what? We're gonna do the baseboard this week.
Tonight. It's
It's
happening.
oh, I didn't
All right.
tonight. Oh God, I had other plans.
All right. This next question, I don't even know what this is.
Oh yeah, this is a really high level,
Yeah.
technical
And
question.
you're getting this frequently.
I'm getting this a lot.
And the question is, what are life insurance trusts and how do you use them?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. So
We talked about life insurance.
yeah,
I know what a trust is. There's a life insurance trust. Should I know this?
no.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
Short answer.
I'm not
Don't
gonna
worry about
I'm
it,
not gonna
Becky.
withhold information from you. It's such a complex item that it's not for like an episode like this, but usually they're called ILITs, or irrevocable life insurance trusts. I don't know if it's going around on social media or what. I have been asked about ILITs proactively from clients or prospects maybe once in my career
Mhm.
until the last 10 to 12 months.
Yeah.
I must have been asked 20 times
Out.
about it. And in the last 6,
Has
like
to
this
be
year,
something on On the
I was
TikToks.
going to say it's always the TikToks, those X's and the TikToks and the books of face and stuff.
Yeah.
So in short, it's traditionally something that's used by the ultra wealthy to pass on inheritances tax-free to their kids. I say the ultra wealthy because historically you're using it when you have more wealth than the estate tax, where estate taxes come into play, which I don't have the number on the top of my
Sounds
head.
like a very unique problem.
It's like a $13 million plus.
Yeah.
So $25 or $26 million plus
Okay.
family estate issue.
So if that is your category, worry about it and speak to
Then
somebody.
reach out to me,
Yeah.
sunrisewealthadvisors.com. You can call my cell phone, $25 million or more. Need help? You got it. But no, and look, you can use it
Yeah.
under that. The major thing to understand is that it is an irrevocable decision at points. So
Oh, the irrevocable things, or you're locked in.
You're giving up access to your account. You're giving access to those assets. Usually the income produced by those assets has to stay in the trust. There are ways to pull income out, but it's a very complex thing where a financial advisor and an estate attorney are usually working on that together with the client. Now we've worked on them. That it's not something that no one has or just the elitist.
We'll never need.
Yeah. But I'm having way more people ask me about it than appropriate.
Okay.
So yeah, if it's something that you have questions about.
But it's good they ask. I mean, you need to know, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm glad they feel comfortable asking.
Yeah, but that's one that I like has really caught me off guard this year.
Okay, I would say so.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one, this is a divisive topic, but there was recently a large, attractive bill that went through Congress.
Large, lovely legislature.
No,
LLL.
The bill that just went through that was pushed primarily by
what was that bill called?
The big, beautiful bill.
It's big and it's beautiful.
Yeah. And it has a lot of facets, and we will right down the middle on whether it's good or bad, and it probably has a lot of both. But there are a couple things in there that relate to investing, and so neutral attitude about the large.
I can't have an opinion?
I'm sure you can do whatever you want, but tell me what in that bill.
I'm a strong, independent man. I'm gonna
tell me what in that bill would potentially affect retirement or investing.
Okay.
That, like, quick and dirty. What should we know?
So here's actually something that I have looked up and have gotten really conflicting information.
Yeah.
So this is, as of recording this, I'm still looking for more specifics. But there is a lot of tax breaks in there.
I've heard.
For income tax breaks. A lot of which affect basically everybody on the spectrum, from low income.
The financial spectrum.
Yeah, from low income, medium income, high net worth, and ultra high net worth.
Okay.
But I actually went and started using some generative AI to read through the bill.
Okay, fancy pants.
Well, I wasn't going to read 1,500 pages.
Okay.
So read through the bill and basically break down any of these differences. And I've actually received both pieces from two different AIs where it said the average person would save money and then the average person would have more expenses. So I don't have a good answer to that at this moment, but there are a few things in there that I think are really good, very positive, and make sense. Now, the first one is called the Trump account for minors. How would I ever think that Trump would come out with something and not slap his name on it?
I was going to say, this feels very Trump University. Like, send us your money. It'll be fine. Wink, wink.
Essentially what this is a Roth IRA for minors.
Oh.
So it's an account you can put money into while your child's a minor, like ours. You can put up to $5,000 a year. And though you don't get a tax deduction for giving them the money, the money does grow tax-free for them.
For now.
Until they're 18. And then they got to take the money out. No, tax-free. This is tax-free, babe.
I mean, I know enough
tax-free.
now. I know enough now. Okay.
So that's a really nice thing. Along with kids, 529s. So our kind of the major educational savings vehicle.
Yeah.
Used to only be for secondary, for college and trade schools.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Now can be used for elementary schools and for books and tuition. So they kind of expanded what the money could be spent on.
What about high school?
There was nothing about high school in there. So it could be used for private, I'm assuming would be the cost of elementary school. I would have to assume that included middle school, but never said anything
Let's
about
not
high
assume
school.
anything.
Yeah. So again, it's like, great, we have this
Weird.
for elementary and secondary, but it didn't mention anything about middle school or
Okay, so
primary,
expanded use of a 529.
which again is nice.
Good.
Nice thing. And then for those like me who are self-employed, the qualified business income deduction, which was proposed and has been around for a minute in its current iteration, has now been put into place permanently.
Okay.
Our income tax rates, which these changes we talked about, which are still trying to figure out how these deductions all play their way through, were made permanent,
Is that
though.
good or bad?
I mean, they're the lowest income tax rates we've ever had as a country. So in theory, as income earners, it feels good. But I didn't know you could really make tax rates permanent because they do change based on like Trump lowered them when he was president the first
I
time.
don't know either.
So, but they use the word permanent in there. So, but I think the account for minors, the 529 expansion, and the qualified business income deduction are honestly big enough changes that could affect, obviously, the qualified business one is for self-employed, but everything else it would affect everybody or anybody
Okay.
with kids or grandkids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of President Trump, another question that you're honestly getting this question, which is fine.
I know when I wrote this one down is like, here's a question I'm getting. And you looked at me like, are we really going to talk about
Apparently
this?
we're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
What do we do? This is the question. What do we do if Donald Trump runs for a third term in office? And the
Yeah.
answer is he can't, right? No, he can't. I took enough American government to know that.
You took
Two-term
more.
limit.
Yeah, you took more government and history than I did, I'm sure, in law classes.
Two-term limit. Yeah.
Now I want to say now, I have people on both sides of the aisle asking me this. People who are Democrats, people who are conservative Republicans.
Okay.
And they're like, well, what do you think? I go, look, I have no clue.
Well, yeah, you're not
that's not my field. I thought it was interesting enough that I've received this question enough to bring it up.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if that many people are asking me, there's people watching who are thinking it and just not asking. Yeah. I'm in your camp. I'm in the camp of presidents get 2 terms. You know, I think this might fall into the basket of people who are worrying about things they shouldn't worry about.
Yeah, like it's come up enough.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could say stuff, right?
Like the news cycle, like what do we do with wars overseas?
Okay.
This kind of falls in that same basket to me as something like, hey,
yeah,
we would have to rewrite the Constitution, and then there's always going to be people that are like, well, he'll just go ahead and do that. And then there's people that are like, well, he can't do that.
Like a horrible.
And then we wind up having this whole
gateway question.
Yeah, this is a gateway question.
Oh, they're like.
So I would say at this point, whether you love him as president or don't, I sit on the line that he should have his 2 terms, and that's it, because that's the way our laws are written, and it's to allow for safe and healthy exchange of power. And whether it's another Republican Party, a Democrat who wins next time, or even your boy Elon Musk, he started an American Party. Yeah, no, I know.
Excuse me, sir?
I've gotten in this habit, and everybody listening probably can call me out on it now. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or whatever. You bring up Trump or Elon Musk in a room full of people.
You say your boy.
All you have to do is say, oh, yeah, your boy Trump. I don't care if they love him or hate him. Everybody kind of does that same react. Like, I know. What am I? Same with Musk now. You go, your boy Elon. They're like, oh,
instigator.
Elon.
Talk about.
I do. I like to poke and prod a little. So,
okay. All right.
So, yeah, I think that falls in the boat of let's not worry about it. I don't think that's a thing to worry about. And if it becomes a thing, then let's worry about it.
All right. Be aware, but not.
Yeah, but not scared. Kind of falls in that same basket. A lot of them are kind of falling in that basket.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And the last question,
which I hand wrote in.
Yeah, you did,
because we were literally asked this Saturday night.
Oh, that's true.
That woman was standing right next to me, and she said it without knowing what I did for a living.
At my friend's birthday party, and someone literally asked Nick, "Can I retire now?"
Like, how am I supposed to know if I can retire now? Or
yeah.
And I'm like, can I retire now? Can I retire now?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it was a real nice lob. But it is a question that I get consistently, and it's
Still,
yeah.
I guess that's what you do.
No,
But
they're not really from clients of mine, right? These are more from clients, friends, and family, and prospective clients and new relationships. Because my clients know, because we've done planning for years, we've run the projections, we've analyzed it a million different ways to Sunday. But whether people are literally asking the question, can I retire now? Can I retire today? There are plenty of people who are still asking or saying statements like,
can
I'm
I
not
ever retire?
yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to retire. I'm not sure. And,
Mhm.
and some of these other things, these other questions we brought up, play in their mind with that. Like, can I, like, psychology is so amazing in the investing world.
Mhm.
I had, I was kind of picking on Trump a little bit, but I had somebody ask me the other day, or sorry, didn't ask me, say to me the other day, this is a client who's been a client of mine for 10 years, say, well, I'm really worried with Trump as president that the market's just going to crash. I said, okay, well, what makes you feel that way?
Yeah.
Right. And she goes, well, I know it didn't do good when he was president the first time.
All right, so we have evidence.
I said, okay, she's in my office. So I pulled up the market, Yahoo
Oh,
Finance.
and it didn't. It actually did okay.
It did twice
Yeah.
the historic average. Now, it
Oh,
was very
shit.
volatile, like it moved, but in 4 years,
Gave
the
us
market
all a
was up
lot of gray
over
hair.
80%.
Yeah.
So, and she
Yeah.
was like, oh, I didn't realize that. So she admitted to me, she goes, I heard that somewhere, or it
Didn't.
like planted a seed in my brain, and now
Yeah.
I just believe that.
You can't trust every source.
Yeah. And by the way, not that the president controls the market or shouldn't, but there's obviously policy and things that influence
Yeah.
it. But so can I retire now? I would say the best way, first of all, you should know that answer. Everybody should know or have an
Based
idea,
on their savings or
yeah,
whatever projected out.
what that looks like, either when they could retire
Mhm.
or what that lifestyle would look like at a certain date. If you don't, find a financial advisor, have
Mhm.
somebody run planning projections for you. Or honestly, nowadays, there's enough financial calculators that can do like a pretty good
Yeah.
job for you. Like if you don't want to meet with somebody, we have some on our website, we have some on our client portal
Mhm.
where you could just fill in some information. Heck, I bet you ChatGPT or some other, Copilot or
All
something.
right. We're going to recommend a professional though
Yeah,
over
I mean,
ChatGPT.
no,
Thanks.
but I mean, if you're going to sit there and say, "Hey, I have no idea," maybe you can get some information there to give yourself a little bit of knowledge base, maybe before you meet with an
Okay.
advisor. But really, the way to get that question answered is pay someone for their time and advice, have them run the numbers in a way that makes sense to you, that's realistic. Frankly, more conservative the better, right? That way, if
Mhm.
it says, nope, you're good, well, you know that those estimates are on the more conservative side. If things work out your way, think it could look even better.
Okay.
But with all of the things that come into play with that,
Mhm.
Social Security, pensions, retirement accounts, old investment accounts, homes, all that kind of stuff. It it really is, I think, honestly, a shame to not have an advisor, and it doesn't need to be me, right? Just find an advisor that you're
Yeah.
comfortable with that can do this for you.
Yeah. 'Cause
Just
you
like
shouldn't be in your 50s or 60s wondering if you can ever
no,
retire. There
and
should
those are
be
the
an
people
answer.
that always ask. The people that are like 35, don't ask.
No.
People that are 35 just, "Yeah, of course I'm gonna retire. And not only am I gonna retire, I'm gonna retire at 50."
Yeah.
Like, first of all, that's also probably not gonna happen, sorry to tell you the news, unless you're saving just gobs of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're in your 50s and 60s, you you
You
should
should.
be well on your way with your plan. Now, not I'm not saying that to make anybody feel bad if they don't have that plan, but
You should
time
get
is
an
of
answer.
time is of the essence.
Yeah.
Get the answer, even if it's I've had people come in and I look and I go, "Yeah, you guys are crushing it. Like, you
Yeah.
literally don't need to do anything else."
Mhm.
And then they say thank you and they're on their way. And now they feel good, right?
Nice.
And that
That's
makes
good.
me feel good. It makes them feel good. But yeah, we got that just the other day and I thought,
Funny.
"Yeah, can I
Yeah.
retire now?"
Well, thanks, Nick.
You're welcome, Becky.
So I guess there's questions in every field and repeat questions that come up.
Yeah.
And the important part is that you ask them and instead of letting anything come up at night. And then if you have a trusted financial advisor, that's probably a really good source to ask those questions.
I mean, think
So,
about it. Me and my team here, do you know how bored we would be if clients never like asked us for anything, asked us questions?
yeah.
We would just sit around, play with the dogs and stuff that are here normally. But yeah, we're here. Well, you laugh. We have a dog in the
There's
office right
always
now
a
today.
dog
Yeah,
here.
there's
It's a
always a
dog
dog here.
friendly.
But we're that's why we're here. That's why clients are paying us. It's not to be just an investment manager. It's not to be just an insurance agent. It's to
Yeah.
be a planner and help answer these questions for them. Even some of those first few of them up there that some of them sound a little weird. But
Yeah.
hey, if it's a question you have, let's get you an answer. Right?
Awesome. All right.
Okay. So those were what do we have? 8. Those were 8 questions I've been asked a lot this first half of this year.
Okay.
So what I would like as a little help from anybody listening is I would love your questions. So I thought this kind of episode where we attacked
Mm-hmm.
kind of popular questions would be fun to do on a repeat.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, go to our website, sunrisewealthadvisors.com. There's a little for more information box in there. Just listen to the episode where you said you wanted questions. Here are a couple questions for the next episode you do.
Yeah.
I would love feedback from listeners and questions that would be good for future episodes or even topics that you'd like to see us cover.
Yeah.
So you can find us again on sunrisewealthadvisors.com, all social media. Keep an eye out. We got some really fun stuff coming up. So thank you, Becky. Thank you for
Nick.
everything. Thank you for dealing with all the dust in our
Oh,
remodeling
yeah.
and for all of your patience and love as
Thank you
always.
for working hard and keeping all these questions. And I'm glad you know the answer to life insurance stress because I sure don't.
You know what? When we get home tonight, we'll work on that baseboard and I'll
Okay.
teach you about life insurance trusts.
Oh, it's a date.
Lucky you.
Lucky me.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We're here if you need us and have a great day.
Thanks, Nick and Becky, and we're looking forward to your next podcast. And thank you for listening to today's Can I Retire Now podcast. Until next time, for Nick and Becky, I'm RJ Malik.